Relationships come with lots and lots of ups and downs. And the primary down that many relationships encounter would be conflicts. And you would realize that many couples who seem to have a good thing going will always tell you that when it comes to conflict, they are not there yet. So, do you want to know how to manage conflict effectively? Then you should watch this till the end. Hey guys, how are you doing? I'm Dedoyin Ajayi. I'm a Nigerian-based psychotherapist and I shoot mental health content on a weekly basis. So do also subscribe if you've not subscribed, and of course, please, by all means, make sure that you share, because how do you keep all of this wonderful dosage of beautiful information to yourself? Not fair, don't you think? So share, that's important. So today I'm going to be talking about conflict resolution. You want to end this fight. You are tired of fighting. You want to be able to enjoy a wonderful ambience even after a quarrel. How do you achieve that? These 5 tips are tips you should pay attention to. I'm going to be taking you through step-by-step processes, and it's very important that you follow through. Of course, do let me know what you think in the comment section below and how it has worked for you, so that other people can be encouraged and motivated to go try it out. Let's do this. Number 1. So you and your boo-boo have had a quarrel and you have done all the yam pepper scatter. You have said he's stupid, he has said you're foolish, you know, you have done action part 1, part 2, part 3, and everything has just scattered, right? And you want to make amends. So you go to her, or whoever is doing the going to, in this case. When you go to the person, you want to be emphatic about communicating the fact that you are listening. Listen, there would be no communication without listening. And if you follow my content carefully, you would realize that if there is something you should be able to observe in the patterns of my conversations, it is the fact that I emphasize a lot on listening. Why? Because everybody wants to be listened to. So after a conflict, you've got to ensure that your partner gets it, that you want to hear them out. So you go to them and say, okay, you know what? I know we've just had this ugly misunderstanding and I really just want us to talk things out, okay? So tell me, what exactly is it from your point of view? I want to hear you out. I want to listen to you. I want to be able to at least know where you're coming from. Do you understand? And when you are asking them to speak, make sure that you're not listening to defend yourself. It's very important. Make sure you are listening to understand where they are coming from for real. Because the way you are listening would mitigate your response to what they say. So the guy is telling you, I don't like the way you're always dirty. The house is always a mess. Look at the kids come back from school. I don't like how everywhere is. And deep down, you're like, don't you know I do 9 to 5? And you want to start saying, excuse me. Before you continue, brother, please let me clear you first. That point you raise now doesn't even make any sense. See, you are only going to start World War II. Or she has just told you that I don't like the fact that when you come back from work, all you do is press your phone. What's your problem? And you're like, I press my phone because I'm still working. I don't press my phone because I want to play. That is not the time to raise that point. Do you understand? Listen to understand that, okay, this person feels lonely. They want my attention. That is why she's complaining that when I come back from work, I press my phone. Oh, this person is frustrated. He wants a new lease of fresh air around him. So he's coming back from a messy outside world and is coming back to his own space and everywhere is messed up. It just wants some peace and quiet with neatness. It doesn't matter how it's going to be achieved. The point here is understanding that the attack is not what you are hearing. You are hearing the intent of what they're trying to pass across. So listen to understand. Don't listen to defend. And that takes us to number 2. Be defenseless. Guys, this what I'm about to tell you now, or that I just said now, it's one of the most difficult parts of conflict management. The act of being defenseless. If you check around, you will see that there are so many books that parade the glory in being able to understand how to fight. You understand how to be able to manipulate. There's so many books out there that just pretty much teach about social engineering and all of that. But the point is, when the chips are down, you cannot afford to defend and you want the fight to stop. Check out a wrestling ring or a boxing ring. For every time your opponent throws a punch and you defend, they are tempted to throw another punch. They are tempted to throw a punch in your vulnerable spots. But if you put your hands up in surrender, end of fight now, that's the end of the cinema. Because they have seen that you have considered defeat. Bam, bam, bam. I win, right? So be defenseless. Be defenseless. And how do you do that? So they tell you, I don't like the fact that you press your phone all the time. And instead of saying, excuse me, I don't press my phone because blah, blah, blah. I press my phone because you choose to say, I get you. And I understand where you're coming from. I get you. I absolutely get you. And you have every right to feel the way you feel, because it can be painful truly that someone comes back from work and instead of talking to you, they are pressing their phones. I see how that must have hurt you. Excuse me. The person's muscle, he's just beginning to soft. Because what's remaining now? You have just ended everything. What are they going to do again? You have already told that you are sorry without even saying sorry yet. So you see, be defenseless. Put down your issue. It's not a world war. It's somebody that you love, that you're trying to end conflict with. You get. So I'm actually narrowing down this conversation to couples. All right, but it doesn't mean that it cannot apply to you at the workspace and all of that. I still taught someone this same principle 2 days ago, and the person was going to use it for the workspace. So please, by all means, employ the principle everywhere you find yourself and under the canopy of any relationship. But to be honest, this is directed at couples. So put down power. Your ego and yourself cannot be active in conflict management. One has to die for the other. So you either kill your ego for you to win, or your ego is strong and then you lose. You choose your poison carefully. Do you understand? So please be defenseless. Don't be that person who wants to make a point and make it and all of that. At the end of the day, you are only postponing the conflict resolution. All right? Or you're even worsening the situation, if we dare say so. And that takes us to number 3. Guys, it takes 2 wrongs to say there is no right. So 2 wrongs don't make a right, right? But at the same time, 2 rights don't also make a wrong. Somebody has to be wrong for there to be an apology. And if both of you are claiming I am right, then who is going to apologize? So please, take the lead. Be the bigger person. Own to your part of the argument, even if they were wrong on a grand scale. Maybe in the course of what you guys were dragging, you said something unbecoming. Own that fault and apologize. Okay, I'm sorry I said your mother has bow leg. At least you've owned it. Oh, that was way overboard. I should not have mentioned that. I did not have to bring that into the conversation. I was in my emotions and I'm very sorry. I deeply apologize. You know what you're going to do? Because humans are largely reflective, chances are that they would most likely apologize for their own part of the fault too. You own it, and humans are largely reflective. So trust me, when you apologize, chances are you would get an apology back in return. So it's a win-win. When you say, I apologize for what I did wrong, you will most likely get, okay, I also am sorry for saying this, and this. And I'm going to be talking about red flags in another video. Let me just hint here. If you apologize and they don't now see what they did wrong, hello, you're not an idiot. Begin to see that there is a red flag because you have done what you should do. They know that it took two to tango. So if they were also at fault and it is glaring that they also have something to apologize for, and they just absorb your apology and they don't give you what you deserve in return, which is owning to their own faults too, you know what to do. You know what to do. You know what to do. And that takes us to number 4. Now, guys, chances are that not all the time you are at fault and they were the ones at fault, and you want to clear them. Like, see, bro, what you did was not right. Oh, babe, that thing you said was not acceptable. State your point, but make sure you don't accuse. And I'm going to say this for those of you who say, when I'm angry, I don't say what I mean. Try to understand that it is what I'm trying to say you should hear. Don't listen to how I'm saying it. Excuse me. Is it the same amount you pay Mama Put that you pay an exotic restaurant? Is it restaurant or restaurant or restaurant? Restaurant. Anyway, if you know that you will pay 200 naira for 2 servings of rice in Mama Put, and you comfortably pay 3k for the same serving of rice in another setting, I'm sure you understand that the difference is presentation. So when you present your grievances with accusations, what you are doing is that you are putting fire and kerosene into the conflict. You don't resolve conflict by accusing the other party. How do you resolve? You state your accusations assertively. And how do you do that? Don't say you always or you never. Like, you never say you love me. You're always saying I'm stupid. That's not right. So you want to say you never say you love me. This is how you say it. I've observed that in our relationship, you find it difficult to express your love. And I really would appreciate if I could hear I love you more from you. But it doesn't come. It's not forthcoming. And I want it. I want you to tell me you love me. Done deal. You like? Let's use another example. So you want to tell your wife that you are always on your phone. Even in the midnight, I wake up, you are on the phone. What are you doing on your phone? Always, every time. What's the problem? Same conversation, different approach. Listen, I understand that you sell Wivon and you need to post stuff, respond to customers and all of that, but you need a break. Listen, your phone itself needs a break. So I would really appreciate it if you just scheduled some time to stay away from your phone. Even your body will thank you for it. Your eyes will thank you for it. So please, give yourself a break from time to time. In a day, set out specific parts of your day that you won't be on your phone. That will go a long way. It is what I want. And I would love that you consider what I'm saying. Do you understand? So if you are listening to this right now and you're saying, I don't have time for all of that, that is why you're having issue in your relationship. I called you out. Because we cannot continue to do the wrong things and expect different results. But anyways, if you won't listen, you come for therapy and I'll collect my money from you. Share, you see, is a win-win. Please pay attention to these things. Master them. Trust me, this thing I'm just saying like this, it has worked for different couples. And I can tell you that it is hard work, but if you can master them, you'll be surprised at the gross positive impact that it will be giving you in your relationship. And so we go to the final one for this episode, conflict management. What other factor can you put in place to ensure that you manage conflicts properly? Number 5, last one, create action points. Do you know why many couples have this issue of you always, you never? Because when they fight about something and they sweep under the carpet, they don't actually work towards actively dropping they don't work towards actively dropping that habit. So if someone tells you that I want you to spend less time on phone, the plan should be, okay, how do I do that? Could you help me work out a schedule? Okay, is it possible that at least once you are asleep, from night till daybreak, no phone? Like even when you wake in the middle of the night, no going online, don't put on your data. Can we do that? Oh, deal, I can manage that. Okay, during the day, regardless of whatever happens, is it possible to say between 3 and 5 you are just going to put off your data and do something else? Is that also a deal? Oh, sure, shoot, I never thought about that. That is an action point. Or you spend money sporadically, you're always spending money anyhow. Action points might be, okay, would you like that you write down everything you want to spend money on, and you can plan miscellaneous, like, okay, in a week I would most likely spend 20k on other small things. I must not overshoot this budget. Is that something we can do? Yes, that's something we can do. Okay, can you keep me accountable? Definitely, I would love to keep you accountable. That is action point. And that collaborative effort would make you guys leave that conflict feeling better, more productive. So imagine leaving a conflict and you feel as if this person just made me feel drained. There is no point at all. And lastly, I want you to know that above all, relationship, once again, is hard work. And the hardest work, or the bulk of the work, actually happens to be in the department of conflict management. If you can get this part right, trust me, you have won a jackpot. So go ahead, watch this video again if you have to, note the points and practice. Don't get tired of practicing. Don't say, oh, this doesn't work for me. When I'm angry, I just lose everything, and then I am comfortable with not talking to you for days. There's always time to pick up new habits. Do you understand? And if you need help understanding this better, maybe you've tried all of this and you seem to not be able to get to that point again with your person, your partner, it's okay to reach out for therapy. Please don't endure that relationship when you could actually be enjoying it. All right, you don't have too long to live on this earth. In about maximum of 100 years we would all leave, so why don't you spend it enjoying than enduring? Okay, so I'm gonna catch you in the next episode. You know how we do. Make sure you are back here next Friday by 7 p.m. If you've not followed me on every social media platform, why? Follow me now. Everywhere. Go ahead, please. By all means. You're welcome. Subscribe, comment, and share. Bye bye. Mwah.